Hello Sagittarius, welcome, it's Sandra here from Wolf Moon Tarot. I hope you're all well wherever you are. This reading is for the 24th through to the 30th of January 2022, or thereabouts. It could resonate a little bit beyond that time. It's a general reading, Sagittarius, so take what resonates with you, but anything that doesn't, leave it behind. It'll be for somebody else at this time. Alright, but let's see. So we'll start with the Oracle of Visions. But just to say that Mercury is still retrograde in the heavens at this time, and it will be until the 3rd of February or thereabouts. And this just means it can create delays. The energy of Mercury retrograde can result in delays, you know, so it's nothing to worry about. It's just about giving yourself extra time, a bit of extra planning, looking at the detail of things, whether it's traveling, journeys, whether it's to do with signing contracts, agreements, looking at the finer print, taking your time, not rushing into anything. Mercury retrograde can also create a little bit of havoc with electrical equipment at times. So just be mindful of that. But it's very much just a salutary lesson. It brings in for us every now and again, just to take our time and be a bit more cautious, and you know, look at the detail. Look at the detail. But it's all part of our planetary system, and it's all there to guide and help us going forward on this Earth journey. All right. So what have we got? Sagittarius, please. What's Sagittarius need to know at this time, need to consider or be aware of? All right, we have number 51, and this talks about messages and deadlines. Anticipation, so waiting, the clock's ticking, waiting for a message to come in. There may be a deadline here. I mean, very much Mercury retrograde, which was what I was just talking about, wasn't it? That sort of an energy of taking your time, just waiting, being patient. And okay, number 8. This talks about goals, being dedicated, a due process, all due process. Things having to, you know, go through their own processes, take their time. Having goals and deciding how to achieve those goals. Okay. All right, Sagittarius, let's get into the Psychic Tarot now. Okay, so what messages have we got for Sagittarius at this time, please? What's important for Sagittarius to be aware of at this time? I beg your pardon, I'm using the wrong cards. Okay, sorry about that. This is the Psychic Tarot. I picked up the Sacred Journey. Right, what have we got for Sagittarius, please? What's important for Sagittarius to know at this time, please? So we have the heart of your reading, Sagittarius. What's the root of the matter? Past influences. What's on your mind at the moment? The future going forward. And then something else that your guides would like to say to you at this time. And at the bottom of the deck we have transformation. And this is the death energy. But the point of this particular energy is about transformation. But of course, when something transforms, something has to be shed and let go of. ready to go forward in a different shape, in a different way. So it's a major arcana, so it's a significant energy here as one of the overall energies. So there's some form of transformation happening within you or around you, Sagittarius, at this time. Right, could we clarify all of the cards on the table, please? Clarify all of the cards on the table, please. We've got rest and rejuvenation, and it just jumped out, so I will just have a look at it. Feeling a bit, I don't know, wrapped up, but contemplation. This is very much about contemplation, but rest and rejuvenation. Clarify all the cards on the table, please. It's all right, we've got one from the other pack, but I'm going to use it because obviously it's there for a reason, so that's going down. Oh, I'm going to have to do it again. I'm getting myself all mixed up here, aren't I? Let me just do a final shuffle. What's going on is that Mercury retrograde, Sagittarius, creating havoc for me with the cards. Right, let's concentrate now. There we go. Put them down in the same order to get some depth and clarity with your reading. Sorry about that, Sagittarius. Don't know what's going on. All right, so, okay, indecision. Very good. Right, this is coming to a fork in the road and having to make a choice which way you're going. But you're undecided. It's a bit difficult decision, I feel, just to pin down the direction that you actually want to go in or feel you need to go in. It's a difficult one. This is the difficult decision. Both directions look the same, don't they? And this is the problem. Difficult to choose between the two. And this is all part of this transformation process. Okay. Right, look here. I've got 3 cards right at the centre now. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Right, okay. The lead card here is light. This is the sun energy. Light being shed on a situation. Something coming to light. And it's to do with past love, memories of love, thinking about loved ones from the past, having individual memories here. In this sea of emotion, the water of emotion, it's a very emotional time. But light is being shed on some memory in particular, quite possibly. And the garden and the gate. And, you know, this is very much about staying in a situation that feels safe, that feels secure, but it's not meeting your needs now. And you see the young woman, the gate is closed. She could open the gate and go out of this garden and explore and expand her horizons, but she's keeping the gate closed. She's staying where she is because the garden's nice. It's okay. It meets her needs, but she's restricting herself and confining herself. And what she would like to do is go and explore. So for some of you, this is you're holding yourself back in some way. We've got the butterflies of transformation here again. They're very, you know, on the verge of some form of a transformation, of some form of making a decision, going in a different direction perhaps. You know, thinking about something or somebody from the past, but light being shed on a memory from the past. but also becoming aware of perhaps, you know, how something has been restricting you, restricting your movements, your decision-making processes. Okay. Right, at the root of this we have stand your ground and contract. So at the root of this, Sagittarius, stand your ground. This is the Seven of Wands, and this is not giving up. You know, in particularly in the face of quite a big adversity here, quite threatening, quite hostile planet here that's coming in, but it's standing your ground. You know, not being overwhelmed, not giving way. And it's to do with a contract, some form of a contract. It could be balancing the books, you know, measuring the scales out, making sure they're even. There's equality here. For some of you, it could be actually having to sign a contract being put on the table that you've had to sign, but you stood up for yourself. You know, you did study you did study the small print. You did take your time, and you stood your ground. So this is already in place. This is at the root of this situation, with light being shed on a memory from the past. And then a realization that you need to release yourself from this garden. So what are the past influences? Well, we have material and spiritual prosperity and walking away. So the past influences are being well set up, having all of your needs met, you know, life being comfortable, abundance around you, and spiritual prosperity also. You know, so it's a very prosperous card. But having to walk away. So needing to walk away from this. For some of you. I mean, at the centre of your reading we had the girl in the garden choosing to stay there, although she was restricting herself. But here in the past, you know, opened up the gate and started to walk through it, looking back over your shoulder. But then, you know, then it's either you or somebody connected to you, Sagittarius. And it's the butterflies here again. It's the transformation energy. Making that decision to walk away from abundance, perhaps, prosperity. Excuse me. So what's on your mind at the moment? Well, we have power, strength, drawing on inner strength, being strong, major arcana. Clarifies a woman holding a coin. So this is a woman coming forward with money, offering the contract perhaps. And that's what you're thinking about. And being strong here. Drawing on your inner strength, perhaps having a, you know, tapping into your inner power. And this is either yourself, thinking about yourself, holding the coin, or this is a woman coming forward with this coin. It could be an offer of finances, increase in finances, or it could be a job offer, or a job opportunity, career opportunity. And that's what you're thinking about. All right, going forward, Sagittarius, we have positive movement forward. But we've also got storm warning. So something is going to be moving ahead in a positive way. You've got the sail, the wind behind your sail, heading towards the sun. You know, being guided by spirit here. Although the water is a little bit choppy, but positive movement forward. However, if there's a storm warning building, so there's a storm building, some form of a storm that needs to clear the air. You see how choppy the sea is. And it looks like a tornado, so there's some form of energy building up here. You know, whatever that means for you. It'll be something different for all of you, Sagittarius. But there's some form of a storm on the way. So although, you know, you're in the water here going forward positively, and the sun is shining, it's clear blue sky, but there's going to be some form of a storm. That you need, I feel this is saying you need to be prepared for this storm, because when everything is smooth sailing, there's always something round the corner, isn't there? And I feel that's what this is saying. There's something is brewing that you're perhaps not aware of at this time. I mean, you've had to stand your ground, to do with either a contract or something, or it could be a karmic contract, of balancing the books, but you stood your ground. But you've had to walk away. You've had to walk away from some form of a prosperous situation. But light is being shed for you currently on a memory of love, and how you've restricted yourself and confined yourself. And it could be memories thinking of a relationship where you felt quite constricted, or you restricted yourself within that relationship. But there's a transformation, there's an ending, and a transformation energy here. And a need to make a decision, or you have made a decision, or you're going to be making a decision. Drawing on you're thinking about need to be strong, and a woman, either yourself holding the coin, you know, work, perhaps self-employment could be for some of you, or somebody bringing financial support forward for you. But then going forward, although there's going to be positive movement going forward, plain sailing, there's a storm brewing. Okay, what would your guides like to say to you, Sagittarius? Well, we have the base chakra and we have the healer of the ages. And I feel this is your base chakra that needs healing. Your base chakra is the root at the base of your spine. And that's the chakra center to do with your foundation, your need to be grounded, your finances, security, safety. You know, so those very foundational, important energies that we need in place before we can build up from them. So this is about your base chakra. And we've got the Christ energy here, who's the healer of the ages, with his healing hands. And his heart center is glowing here, a beautiful golden light. So he's bringing forward healing for your base chakra, for your need for security, for your finances to be secured, for your needs to be, your basic needs to be met. So healer, Christ energy is coming in for your base chakra here. Beautiful. That's a beautiful energy. Having the Christ energy coming forward for you. Okay. And then going back to the first two energies we had, which was very much about messages, deadlines, you know, anticipation, waiting for information to come in, and anticipating that message, that information. And goals, you know, being dedicated to the process that you know you have to go through. And part of that is being patient and waiting for the right time. And it's all about due process. Just bear with me, Sagittarius. I'm just going to get a bit more information for you concerning positive movement forward and the storm warning. Alright, so could we have more information for Sagittarius, please, concerning positive movement forward and the storm warning? Why are those energies here for going forward? For Sagittarius, please, positive movement forward and the storm warning. Why are they here? Two more, please. And one more. Okay. So we have the Nine of Wands, and this is digging in, standing your ground. This is the wounded warrior, Sagittarius. You know, so coming in from the battle, having won many battles, but now having just the one final thing now to face, to deal with. All right, so standing your ground, and then connected to positive movement forward, and it's to do with having choices, and of course we've had indecision here, trying to think of making the right decision, and here it is going forward. So you know you are going to be making a decision possibly, and you're going to, it's going to be something that's meaningful for your heart center, so you're going to allow your heart center to guide you. It's something to do with the heart, something to do with love, possible relationships, but doesn't have to be. But it's something that, you know, is filling your cup of love here, and it's a new opportunity, a new beginning. But there's a few choices here, and so there's lots of positive movement. You've got a few options here to do with matters to do with the heart, but I think there's one in particular that's going to be standing out for you. But the storm warning, now this is to do with an opportunity, a new opportunity that's promising passion, expansion, growth. But you're going to have to stand up for yourself and defend. You're going to have to defend your decision to go. This is the wand that you have chosen. So this is the option. This is the option that you have chosen here, going forward. But it's going to create a storm, a conflict. It's going to create some form of conflict. I feel not everybody is going to agree or be happy with this choice, Sagittarius, and you're going to have to defend yourself. Stand your ground. Stand your ground over this, you know. Don't allow others to browbeat you here. And that's what the storm warning is about. All right, now we can come to the Sacred Traveller. Right, two final messages for Sagittarius, please. Two final messages for Sagittarius, please, to conclude this reading. Two final messages for Sagittarius. Right, we have crossing bridges, so it's time for healing, connecting, mending and releasing. And navigate by the stars, follow your bliss. So crossing bridges, so this is the transformation energy, leaving, having to leave one environment, but moving on, shining your light, positive movement forward and moving on to a new environment. It's time for healing, connecting, mending and releasing. Beautiful. And then follow your bliss, you know, navigate by the stars. This is the universal energy, the stars, the moon, they're guiding you, Sagittarius. And although you're in the dark at the moment and you're not quite sure where you're going or what direction or where you're going to end up, as long as you follow your bliss, what's meaningful for your heart centre, then you're going to go in the right direction. But allow the universal energies to guide you here. Now this reading isn't for everybody, Sagittarius, but whoever it's for, I hope you can recognise your story here. All right, and I'm going to leave it there, but good luck going forward, and I hope you can join me again. Bye bye for now.